Hello.
Then, now,
Bow down to the queens.
Episode number 500.
forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hell episode, okay, yes. What an intro, okay, we'll keep it. Hell episode 134, I believe, of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We have a Monday Night Raw, the 14th of April, 2025. It's the go-home show to WrestleMania 41. Woo! Being recorded on the 26th of July, 2025. Yes. Who knows, maybe I plan on at least doing ECW as well today. Maybe I'll do all 3 shows and release them all in one day to try and get to Mania quicker. Anyway, yes. Tonight we have the final face-to-face between Seth Rollins and CM Punk ahead of their WWE Championship main event at WrestleMania. We also have Tatum Paxley against Alexa Bliss. We have Dijak against Finn Balor. And a whole lot more. So yeah, without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. The show kicks off with Bianca Belair, Montez Ford, Ora Mensa, Jakara Jackson all coming down to the ring. And Bianca is the one with the mic. Just, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw. Now we are just 5 days away from WrestleMania 41. You know, an event near and dear to my heart. You see, over the years, I've made a lot of big moments at WrestleMania. You see, 4 years ago, I main evented the show and I beat Sasha Banks and I became the SmackDown Women's Champion. The year after that, you know, me and Charlotte Flair, I beat Charlotte Flair. WrestleMania the year after that, I was anointed the franchise player of this whole division. And last year, myself and my husband, we had the opportunity to team up, and that didn't quite go the way we wanted it to. But, you know, in hindsight, probably went the way it should have. But this year's different. This year, it's not just me. I'm in there with not one, but 2 of the toughest women in that locker room. This women's division has grown with me, without me, whatever, has grown to a place to become undeniable. To a point where we now have 3 alpha women, all with a rightful claim to be the most dominant, the strongest, the toughest. But if you know one thing about Bianca Belair, it's that I am all those things. I am the roughest, the toughest, the quickest, the baddest, and the best. And this Saturday night, Rhea, Jade. You know, Jade is somebody who, when she first came to WWE, a lot of people were saying, "Girl, imagine Bianca and Jade, Bianca and Jade, Bianca and Jade, or WrestleMania, 5 days time, you get to see that match." And Rhea, me and Rhea also go way back. And Rhea, we've shared wins. She's beaten me a couple of times for a championship. I've beaten her a couple of times for a championship, you know. We are pillars of this division. And Rhea is somebody who definitely has the claim to call herself the baddest. And if there was any division that didn't have myself in it, she would be. But unfortunately for Rhea, she came in the business the same time as Bianca Belair, which means that she ain't ever going to be the toughest or baddest or the best. And WrestleMania is going to prove that when I walk in to Las Vegas. I walk in to Allegiant Stadium and I become the new WWE Women's Champion. And then Montez Ford takes him back. He goes, and then there's Dawkins. You see, Dawkins, the time for talk between you and I has long been over. I've been ready to whip your ass ever since Auckland. And I finally get the chance to do it this weekend. You see, last time you and I went face to face, I beat your ass. But this time it's even more personal. This time it ain't going to be me putting you down on my rise to the top. It's going to be me holding you back, Dawkins. I'm going to be proving everybody right that you were the weak link this whole time. But hey, try not to, you know, crash out about it. Try not to take it too personally, Doc. Okay? Then Jade Cargo's music hits, and Jade comes out with Bivens. You know, Angelo Dawkins, Tony D'Angelo, and Adriana Rizzo are by her side because our opening match is an 8-person tag. It's Oro, Montez Ford, Jakara, and Bianca against them 4. And Angelo takes him off and he goes, "Tiz, you're right, fam. You and I, we're done from talking. It's all gonna be about action. And tonight in this tag team match and at WrestleMania, I'm gonna beat your ass and make you admit that Angelo Dawkins is better than you." And then Bivens takes him out. He goes, "Bianca Belair, listen to you. You say that ever since Jade Cargill came to WWE, people have been wanting to see her and you. That's because people were sick of you, Bianca. Yes, you're generationally talented, you're generationally gifted. In any other timeline, I'd love to be also representing you alongside this bitch, Jade Cargill, but that ain't this timeline. This timeline, I got the superior. This time, I got the WWE Women's Champion, Bianca. And I'm still going to have the Women's Champion after WrestleMania. So you are going to learn right now what Rhea Ripley is going to learn right now. And what Rhea Ripley learned back at SummerSlam last year when Jade Cargill, this bitch right here, ripped her quadricep right off her bone. And that's that you don't fuck with Jade Cargill. Because if you do, Jade Cargill will put you in a hospital bed. So if you want to fuck with Jade Cargill so bad, you know, maybe we tell Rhea that WrestleMania will be 1-on-1 because you ain't gonna make it out of this tag match. Yeah, we get the opening tag team match. It is that aforementioned 8-person tag. It's a 79, you know, for a match with the lower card EST guys and Tony and Rizzo in it. That's actually not that bad. But yes, it is the babyface team who picks up the win. Montez Ford putting down Tony D'Angelo with a frog splash. Rhea Ripley comes out at some point during the match and sits like at ringside watching it, and like that sort of distracts both Bianca and Jay during the match at separate points. And then in the end, it is Montez Ford who puts down Tony D'Angelo, ending that little petty squabble with a frog splash. 58 for Jakara, 91 for Bianca, 75 for Oro, 83 for Montez Ford, 42 for Rizzo, 82 for Jade, 58 for Tony, and a 73 for Dawkins. After the match, you know, Bianca's in the ring, she's celebrating with Montez Ford when Jade Cargill gets up and she takes Bianca down. You know, she starts putting the boots to Bianca, she picks up the belt, she's going to go hit Bianca with the belt when Rhea grabs her, like grabs the belt out of her hand and like chases Jade off. And then Rhea does pick up the belt. She hits Bianca Belair with the belt. And then Jade Cargill tries to sneak attack Rhea Ripley. Rhea takes the hit. She like no-sells it. And she rip-ties Jade as well. And she just piles the two women on top of each other. Puts her foot on the chest. Holds the belt up high. And he goes, "Saturday night. This will become more than just a vision. This will become a reality. Get used to it. Mommy will be back on top." So yeah, Rhea, the one standing tall here on the Go Home show. What can that mean for WrestleMania? Who knows? Who knows if this is, you know, the Go Home show standing tall thing, or if it's me doing that to try and, you know, psych you out. Have to wait till WrestleMania to find out. But then see Logan Paul arriving, probably in whatever, probably a Cyber. That's probably what he drives, and he probably definitely drives a Cybertruck. He pulls up to Raw in his Cybertruck, and you know he arrives to the show. You know, he greets people as he enters the arena. When LA Knight finds him, and LA Knight start brawling on site, and you know they brawl back into the parking lot. LA Knight tries to slam Logan Paul through the window of the Cybertruck, but Logan Paul ends up, you know, kicking him in the dick. Some goon, some faceless Logan Paul goon comes to his aid. Maybe it is Carlito, actually, because I do still have Carlito. So he gets the jump on LA Knight, allowing Logan Paul to just get back into the car and drive away from the arena. And then LA Knight sort of like shouts at him as he drives away and goes, "Yeah, that's it, you better run. Drive your ass all the way to Las Vegas. But trust me, WrestleMania, 5 days away, nobody will be able to save your ass then. You're going to get this megastar beating courtesy of LA Knight. Yeah." Speaking of WrestleMania, we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship ladder match. These 8 women on your screen, Alexa, Jada, Mackie, Piper, Stephanie, Tatum, Tegan, and Tiffany, all battling it out. 8 women, 1 ladder match. Who will be the Women's Intercontinental Champion coming out of WrestleMania? And our little preview for that comes up next. It's WrestleMania 39 Rewind from 2 years ago. Tatum Paxley and Alexa Bliss 1-on-1 here on Raw. 8-8 show. Alexa picks up the win with the icebreaker in 15:55. I wanted to give this a little bit of time because I wanted to see how both of these women were doing, like in an extended singles match. And 80 is pretty good, actually. 72 for Tatum, 84 for Alexa. So, like, it's higher than their averages of in-ring performance. So, yeah, that's definitely something I can be happy with. But yes, Alexa Bliss picks up the win. She has momentum heading into Sunday, I believe that the match is on. But will she be the new Women's Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania? There's only one way to find out, and that's to tune into the WrestleMania shows. We then see Kathy Kelly's backstage. Her guest at this time, Chad Gable. And we get a very somber looking Chad Gable walking in. And Kathy says, Chad, this isn't like you. You're normally happy to see me for these interviews, and you normally got a hell of a lot of things to say. And Gable goes, yeah, that's right, Kathy, but I've not had a good week. It's not been a good week to be Chad Gable. Because you saw it happen last week. As an honest man, as a great man that I am, Kathy, I can admit when I'm wrong, and I've been wrong. You see, last week, I was in that ring and I put down Trick Williams. And after that match, CM Punk, he came to the ring and he said some stuff. And what CM Punk did was he saw right through me. CM Punk, my opinions on Punk haven't changed. And I had this Money in the Bank briefcase, and my entire plan since I won it was going to be to take it to WrestleMania, to cash it in, and to end CM Punk's reign as the WWE Champion. Because I was certain he was going to take it that far, Kathy. And because I knew Seth Rollins couldn't be trusted to get it done. But Punk, I guess he's got fingers in a lot of holes in that locker room that a lot of people don't even know about, and somehow somebody ratted out Chad Gable to CM Punk, and now CM Punk sees my plan coming. Almost a year of my career, me with my big brain, Kathy, spent almost a year of my career plotting this out meticulously to the detail. And CM Punk blew it up. This close to the finish line. To the point where now I can't cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, because CM Punk's going to see it coming. And Kathy goes, well, you beat Punk plenty of times before. He goes, yes, I know I did, Kathy, but it's different. If you're Mr. Money in the Bank, you need to cash it in at the most pristine opportunity, and the issue is now that WrestleMania is no longer the most pristine opportunity, because CM Punk will see it coming. Seth Rollins will see it coming. So it looks like WrestleMania this year is going to come and go without an appearance from Chad Gable. And that, Kathy, is truly the biggest tragedy of them all, and why I'm so neglected right now. But trust me, I have one more thing to say. Seth, I've been very critical of you, but you have to get it done. This entire locker room needs you to get it done. Not just for me and you and I, who knew what CM Punk was, but for everybody else who didn't, who's now experiencing that. You do that for me, Seth, and I'll do you a solid. After WrestleMania, when you're the WWE Champion, I won't cash in my contract on you, and I'll leave Monday Night Raw in your hands, because you'd have proven that they were very capable hands to be left in. And I'll move over to another show, and they won't know when or where, but Chad Gable will be coming. I just need Seth to do what he can, what needs to be done. Because I was going to do that, but now I'm not so sure I can. And he walks off. So yeah, Chad Gable, for the first time in his big brain life, has been sort of outsmarted, by Punk calling his bluff on the briefcase. Because I feel like I had to address the briefcase heading into WrestleMania, because it's very suspicious that he still has it this late into the game. So yeah, he has plotted to cash it at WrestleMania this whole time. It's just Punk has now called him out on that. So yeah, a guy like Chad Gable, he ain't gonna like that. Speaking of WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes walks into Seth Rollins' locker room. Seth just sat there. Cody puts up a chair and sits next to him. He goes, so Seth, Tonight, that main event, you and Punk, one final time. I won't be out there. Punk's boys won't be out there. You say pretty much everything you need to say. But Saturday night, it's you and I. It's Priest. It's Buddy against all of them. So make sure that Punk knows that tonight, it's not going to be just you at WrestleMania ripping his heart out. It's going to be all of us. Everybody that he's wronged over the past few months. Seth goes, Cody, 2 years ago I never would have thought that you and I would even see eye to eye. But, it's good to have someone like you by my side, because you've proven what a guy and a top star you can be here in WWE. And having you in my corner at WrestleMania, I know we can get it done. And Cody goes, well, we can be friends for one night only, but after WrestleMania, Seth, like I told you, next week on Raw, when you're the WWE champion, I'm going to come to that ring and I'm going to shake your hand. And you know what I'm going to want from you. And Seth just laughs and goes, I'd love to do the dance with you again, because I still owe you a hell of a lot from WrestleMania 2 years ago, from Clash at the Castle, all of it, Cody. Because I see that fire. Channel that fire Saturday night. Then afterwards, you can turn your attention to little old me all you want. And then Seth gets up and leaves. And then the Guns and Jay White rush in, they attack Cody. Jay White just squats over him. He goes, nice little speech there, Cody. Oh, so inspiring. I'm sure Seth really believes that. See you Sunday, mate. He just gets up and leaves. So yeah, Cody, you've been jumped by the Guns and Jay White in the locker room. He's going through it, Cody, recently. We then cut to Dominic and Gorilla getting ready for a match when Christian walks out to him. He says, Dom, listen, kid. When I took you in, I realized what an issue I was dealing with, because you spent all these years without a father figure in your lives. This turned you into a man that you are now, and that's why I promised to be the best damn father I could, which is why I did what only real dads can do, Dom. I got you a fight with a dinosaur tonight. Dominic sort of looks confused. He goes, what? Christian goes, it's that Zergus, okay? Because Zergus is going to be out there with Path of the Dragon at WrestleMania. We need him neutralized. We need him made extinct tonight, Dom. Can you do that for us? Dominic goes, yeah, sure, I can try. Christian goes, great, that a boy. Because you really need to start pulling your weight around here, son. Or else maybe I need to go looking for new kids. Oh my god, it's a 90. Holy shit. Dominic and Zergus have a 90 rated match. Dominic does pick up the win via interference from Christian. Christian cheats behind Dominic's back, I imagine, to help him beat Zergus. Like, while the referee's not looking, Christian sticks something in Zergus' back or whatever. And then Dominic hits a 619, a frog splash to pin him. 84 for Dom, 80 for Zergus. But yeah, nice win for Dominic. He beats the dinosaur here tonight. We then cut to Tiffany Stratton in her locker room. She's prepping for her ladder match. She goes, girls, next week going to be so great, because at WrestleMania, it's finally going to be my time. It's going to finally be Tiffy time. And I'm going to win my first championship here in WWE. But that's why it's up to you girls to do what I did last year, okay? You see this beautiful WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal trophy? It's sat proudly in my locker room for a year now, and it's really pretty, and I really like it, and it would go so good with my new Intercontinental Championship, which is why I need one of you girls to go in there this year, follow in my footsteps, and bring that trophy back home to us. And then they both sort of just like, yeah, I'll win it. That's when Mina, Shirakawa, and the rest of Club Venus walk in, and Mina's like, so, Battle Royal looks good on you, but it'll look even better on me. But tonight, we have a preview match for the Battle Royal. It's a 10-woman tag, and I've got to team with your friends. And quite frankly, I like their vibe. Like, specifically, she's like looking at Mariah, of course, because, And Tiffany goes, excuse me, are you coming here to try and steal my girls away? And Mina just hits her face and goes, maybe I am, and starts shaking her tits. And she goes, get out of my locker room, actually. Okay, if Mariah and Anne-Marie are teaming with your girls and you later on tonight, then sure, but that's not my Tiffy business, okay? I've got Tiffy title aspirations. I've got bigger things to do than to worry about you, because my girls are loyal to me and they're not loyal to you. So, toodles out of my locker room. And Mina sort of just smiles at Mariah, gives her a wink. Mariah smiles and winks back. And Tiffy just sort of sees, goes, what are you doing? You leave her alone. We then cut to Christian and Dominic and Lexis King backstage. And Christian's all fired up, goes, yes, you did it, Dom. You did it tonight. You picked up a huge victory. The momentum is with us for WrestleMania. See, I knew all you needed was a kick in the rear, Dominic. And now you are my number one child. You are my firstborn. You are my greatest son. And at WrestleMania, you're going to keep those championships along with your brother Lexis. And keep them in the patriarchy. And deliver them home to Daddy, as we always knew you would. Then Zergis, Tozawa, and Humberto come in moaning, going, hey, you fucker. You cheated. Okay, you stuck a steel chair in Zergis' back when Dominic wasn't looking. And Dominic sort of looks confused. He goes, is that true? And Christian goes, it is true, but I just wanted to make sure you got your confidence back, Dom. Okay, look, I'm a good father. I don't like seeing my children struggle. And you were struggling recently, so I need to make sure you got that confidence back. And Dominic goes, well, I'm not going to have it back now. You're helping me to win. Okay? And Christian goes, look, we can argue about this later on. All that matters is that you beat these nerds at WrestleMania. Then Fraxian walked past. And Nathan's like, hey, look at this, amigo. These guys here, they're certainly buttoning the old heads back here. It seems that they can't really figure out which one of the two teams is going to win at WrestleMania. And then Axiom goes, well, that's weird, Nathan, because last I checked the numbers, and neither of those two teams are going to win at WrestleMania because it's going to be us. He goes, right, you are, my friend. It is. So they're worrying about petty squabbles about dinosaurs and other bull BS like that, but Fraxium is fine. It's never been more fine, and at WrestleMania we're going to prove that, and we take those tag team titles. '83 rated match. Finn Balor and Dijak. Finn Balor beats Dijak with a Shingata Princess throw in 11-14. 86 for Dijak, 71 for Finn. So yeah, nice little performance from him. It's just a good way to get him back on TV because he's not done a lot in the road to WrestleMania. And yeah, I'll try and find something for him to do after WrestleMania. But for Finn, he picks up the win over Dijak here tonight. After the match, Finn's celebrating his win. He's doing the Finn Balor celebrations. His arms are up in the air. And he turns around and AJ plucks him out of the air with a phenomenal forearm. AJ picks him up, he delivers a Styles Clash on him. And he's like, you tell your little demon friend that if it's a fight at WrestleMania he wants, I'll see him there. You got 5, 6, however many days. I can't remember what day it's on. But however many days they've got. 5 days, Finn. And I'm going to end your little demon once and for all. He doesn't scare me, Finn. A demon is only as scary as its host. And I've beat your ass enough. And at WrestleMania, I'll do it again. We then cut to the Antidote locker room. CM Punk is in there with his entire crew. He's rallying the troops. He goes, boys and girls, 5 days' time, all of this, every single thing that we've strived for over the past 8 months comes to a head. Saturday night, myself, Bronson, Ace and Chris face off against Seth and Cody and Priest and Buddy Murphy. And if we can win that match, we control night 2. We control the main event. Not that I'm scared of Seth Rollins. I know I've beaten Seth Rollins at every single turn, and there's nothing he could do to win that match on Sunday night. It's going to be even sweeter that all 4 of you get to run in there and help me out and get a piece of Seth for yourself, and it'll make him learn a lesson for defying us. But there's also the girls. There's also Cora and Roxy, my number 1, 2 disciples who have an axe to grind. Cora has had an axe with Bailey for all these years, and she's yet to really scratch that itch. And at WrestleMania on Saturday night, you, Roxy, get to lead Cora to her salvation. You get to free her from the shackles of her shadows, of her old role model, both Bayley and, of course, my own wife, AJ, who is taking a stand against us in this war. A woman who both of you have stepped into the ring with and know her weaknesses, and nobody knows her weaknesses quite like I do. And tonight, Cora Jade, you're going to go one-on-one with AJ Lee, and you're going to put her down. You're going to send her back home to Larry. And you, Lyra, our newest recruit, somebody who sees the vision, who sees the right to be accepted for who they are. WrestleMania is your night. Saturday night, you get to show the world who the damn hell you are, and that's not Bird Girl, that's not Becky Lynch's lackey, that's not the latest piece of her puzzle. That's Lyra Valkyria. And I heard you still have a hell of a lot more to get off your chest towards Becky here tonight, so lest I say, Lyra, go on out there and say your piece, because starting next week, we're going to get a whole new Monday Night Raw, one led by CM Punk. A-rated match. I need a quick match to fill the show, so we're going to do a quick Andre Battle Royal preview. Wes Lee against Jorge Santana. Santana picks up the win in 8:33. 93 for Wes, 79 for Jorge. Wes Lee is somebody who also needs something else to do. He'll probably, if I'm being honest, go away for a bit and come back as a babyface, because heel Wes Lee is just, I shouldn't have ever turned him in the first place, and he did it because they turned him IRL, and he is #not good. So, he'll probably end up leaving for a bit and come back as a babyface. But yeah, Jorge Santana, he's been on Raw a fair bit since losing the trios titles, and he's got a lot of momentum. Could he win the Andre Battle Royal, which of course would earn him a future World Championship match? Speaking of matches, one awful segue. Sol Ruca, she's backstage. We're going to give her a few minutes to sell heat, because on Heat she's got her grudge match against Zoe Stark. And she says, ladies and gentlemen, after Monday Night Raw is over, the women do what they do best, and that's compete in an hour of the most exciting television in WWE today. And this week is no exception, because this week I finally get my hands on my former tag team partner, Zoe Stark. Now, Zoe betrayed me because she was sick and tired of me goofing around, as she said. I like to call it having fun, because why have you got to be so serious all the time, Zoe? Sure, you're a hell of a wrestler, but would it hurt you just to let your hair down a little bit? But apparently it would. So, Zoe seems to be underestimating me, what I can do, because I'm just the surfer girl, and I like to have fun. That's not all I can do. I can also snatch your goddamn soul, Zoe. And you're going to regret turning your back on me and all these people later on tonight when I put you down. Then cut to the ring. Out comes Lyra by herself. And she takes the mic and she goes, when I got into the business, I've said this story many times, my hero was actually Sasha Banks, but also Becky. It was nice to see an Irish girl doing big things on the big stage. And that's why it gives me bittersweet feelings to know that on Saturday night, it could be Becky Lynch's final ever wrestling match. After all this time of this girl in Ireland breaking through to prove to me that my dream could become a reality, and to really start taking this stuff seriously. It was always a dream of mine to step into the ring with Becky on a big stage like WrestleMania. But under these circumstances, I can't condone it, because Becky isn't the Becky I know. This Becky is an egomaniac. This Becky has lost her goddamn mind, and this Becky isn't anyone to be respected. And she can sit here and she can bitch and she can cry about me, when in reality, the fact of the matter is, I had no issues joining her side, because obviously it was all going to be great, right? And till she treated me like garbage, to the point where I had to stand up for myself and make my career be what I want my career to be. Because you see, I spent this entire time on the independents, NXT UK, NXT, you name it, building this image of myself, building my heritage and putting it into myself, channeling it on the big stage, channeling the Morrigan, you know, and all that got me was jokes, you know, going, there's Bird Girl there, she's the bird lady, flap your wings, Bird Girl, caw. That is not going to make me champion here in WWE. That is going to make me a laughingstock, a joke. And sure, I saw Becky come out here when she first arrived at WWE and she was doing her little Irish jig, but trust me, not all of us want to be a joke. And Becky, what she's doing right now is a joke. So, it comes with, again, bittersweet feelings that at WrestleMania I get to be the wake-up call that Becky needs, because it's terrible to see this great, iconic wrestler, inspiration to myself and many others, reduce herself to this midlife crisis act. So, while I may no longer be Bird Girl, what I do still is channel that spirit of the Morrigan. The Morrigan is a great deity in Ireland who chooses who lives and who dies. And Saturday, April 19th, 2025, Becky the Morrigan has spoken. She sent her death call, and that is the night Becky Stardust dies. Becky comes out. She goes, Lyra, it sucks to see you like this. You know, all I wanted to do when I was reinventing myself and, you know, losing my mind was pick a couple of girls who I knew I could mold for the future, into the future. You know, spend some time with these girls. You know, maybe you can pick my brain, maybe even I can pick yours a little bit, and get you ready to be the next generation. Because trust me, long before anybody here knew the name Lyra Valkyria, I knew the name Aoife Valkyrie. And I knew you were going to be a superstar, Lyra. And against my better judgment, you've proven me right. But let's make one thing perfectly clear. You can come out here and you can disrespect the hell out of me. I don't care. Countless of women have done that before. But what you're not going to do is disrespect my legacy and everything that I give myself for this industry, because I do it for people like you. People like you can get a foot in on this brand because I made it so. These people got behind you because I made it so. And sure, I may not have been the best friend to you. And I can understand your frustrations. And for that, I'm sorry. Lyra starts going, you're sorry. Becky's sorry about the way she treated little old Bird Girl. Of course you are. You're not sorry, Becky. You disrespect me now because I'm a threat to you. I'm no longer somebody you can keep down under your thumb. And the second I burst free from that and became my own woman, somebody that intimidated you, someone that you look at and see a creation that you are scared of, now you want to come down here and beg for forgiveness when it's too late. You got 5 days, Becky Stardust. Say goodbye to Kelly. Say goodbye to Billy. As my old friends, it sure hurts to tell them bad news, but Billy, Kelly, your friend, your hero, she's not coming home. Next Monday will be the start of something brand new for you two. You're gonna have to find your own feet here on Raw, just like I have Because when Becky Stardust is put out the pasture and gone, nothing but a memory, you'll realize that I was right. And maybe I'll forgive you. And we can start all over again, us three. On our own. Or maybe I won't. Who's to say? I don't make those sort of decisions. Fate does. And fate, for the first time in my entire career here in WWE, feels like it's in my own hands. See you Saturday, Becky. Because the Crows, they're coming. And they're coming for you. And then Becky always looks awkward. Like, she thinks about this always like, Lyra's really pissed off now. You know? But yes, could we see the demise of Becky Stardust at WrestleMania? It's Becky Lyra 1-on-1. But heading now, we've got that aforementioned 10-woman tag team match. The preview for the WrestleMania Battle Royal. It's going to be Billy and Kelly teaming with the members of J-Flow, the Aunt Mackie, against Club Venus's Mina and the Page Sisters, as well as Anne-Marie Porter and Mariah May. Gets a 75, sure. We'll take that. But it is Mariah May who scores the victory. She's powered to victory, I guess, by Mina. Her presence powers Mariah up. And she picked up the win. She apparently submits Mizuki in 10:25. 64 for Marika, 69 for Mizuki. 74 for Tam, 49 for Billy, 71 for Kelly, 60 for Mariah, 67 for Anne-Marie, 59 for Kylie, 60 for Kenzie, and a 78 for Mina. Sure. Those are all indeed numbers that I just read out. We then see Cora and Roxy jump into the ring after that. And Roxy goes, wow, you hear what Lyra had to say earlier on tonight? Good for her. Good for her for finally stepping up out of the shadow of somebody that she saw as a role model. It only took her 2 more years than it should have, because myself and Cora, we'd been there, we did that. Cora, she stabbed AJ in the back before I ever got the chance to. You know, I was loyal to AJ for far too long, to the point where it bit me on the ass, because she stabbed me in the back trying to capitalize off my success. And that's how I knew I'd made it in this industry. But here she comes, crawling back to us because she fell off. And she can't believe she fell off. But all these years later, I realized Cora was right. Cora was right to stab AJ in the back. And AJ's lucky that I didn't do it first, and that she got to me first when I was still young and naive. But now I'm a grown-ass woman. And me and Cora, we hold these tag team championships not because of AJ, but in spite of her. And if she wants to rebel against her own husband, wants to tell him he's in the wrong, then she can go ahead. But she's on the wrong side of history, because WrestleMania will prove to be the antidote's greatest night, and that includes us once again putting AJ down, and Cora, you vanquishing your greatest foe. And Cora takes the mic and she goes, Bayley, for 3 years, you and I have been linked. First as friends, then as enemies, then as friends, then as enemies. We've done it all. But one thing I've yet to do, Bayley, is you keep walking around here with a smile on your face because you think you're better than me. Because I've never beaten you when it matters. Well, that's fine. Because with Roxy by my side, these championships over my shoulder, and the WrestleMania lights on bright, I'm finally going to put you down, Bayley. I'm only going to prove that I'm better than you. Just like Lyra and Becky, I'm going to prove that I don't need you anymore, and that we are the future of this industry. We are the now of this industry. And people like you, people like Becky Lynch, they're not needed around here anymore. And that starts tonight with AJ. So AJ, get your ass out here. And for your husband's sake, I'll go a little easy on you tonight. But WrestleMania, you might not be so lucky. 85? Jesus Christ. We'll take that. Both women score 84s. That's pretty good. But yeah, AJ does pick up the win. I imagine Bayley's out there ringside, and, you know, I guess just the presence of Bayley distracts Cora. AJ hits the sliced bread, pinning her in 13:41. 84 for both women, 85 for the match. Yeah, we'll take that. Sure. We then cut to the ring. Triple H is in the ring. He says, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania is just 5 days away, and WrestleMania Sunday will feature a huge WWE Championship match. It will be CM Punk defending the WWE Championship against the Royal Rumble winner, Seth Rollins. And right now, the two men are going to go face to face for one final time. So let me first introduce to you the challenger for the championship, the winner of the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble, Seth freaking Rollins. Out comes Seth. He sort of just shakes his hand to Triple H as he gets into the ring, and he takes the mic and he goes, and now the champion, CM Punk. And CM Punk comes out. He takes a seat. He takes the microphone, WWE logo off the microphone, all that shit. Takes a seat in the middle of the ring. And Seth just looks down at him. And then Seth sort of looks at Triple H and he sits down opposite Punk as well. So they're both just sitting across from each other. Seth goes, so Punk, what is it you want to say to me, huh? 5 days away from our first match, 6 days away from our championship match, and you main eventing WrestleMania for the first time in your career, your dreams literally coming true. You can say thank you, Seth. Punk just laughs and goes, you want me to thank you? You want me to thank you for getting me to the main event of WrestleMania? But let me tell you, Seth, I'm there in spite of you. Because you see, ever since I came back to this company, because I did it to make a hell of a lot of money and capture my dreams of main eventing WrestleMania and molding this company into the right image. But ever since then, there's been one little person, one little gnat that I couldn't scratch. And that's been you, Seth, because you, the second I walked out that curtain at the Royal Rumble last year, jumped on me. You said we don't need you here, Punk, and that's probably true. You probably didn't need CM Punk, but you got me. These people, for 10 years, sure as hell, needed CM Punk. And you know why these people needed CM Punk? It's because not 5 months after I left, this company decided to anoint a new guy as its top guy. He decided to take somebody else, a young, up-and-coming superstar, and mold him to be the next top guy. There was a plan B, he said. And that was you stabbing your brothers in the back, Seth. Sounds rather cancerous, if I do say so myself. Sounds like you selling out your friends for success. Sounds like you were the cancerous one around here, Seth. And what happened with Seth Rollins on top? Well, these people didn't want Seth Rollins on top. They didn't like what they were seeing. So for years and years after I left, when people saw Seth Rollins, all they chanted was CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. But for you to come out here week after week for over a year and lecture these people about me being in the wrong. Seth, look in the goddamn mirror. Let's take a look at your 2024, okay? Royal Rumble. I come back, I toss your ass over the top rope fair and square. And how do you take that, Seth? Do you walk to the back like a gracious loser? Or do you get salty? Do you get mad? Do you jump back into the ring and throw me out because you're a sore loser and a crybaby? I know the answer to that one. WrestleMania, I put your ass down, and what happens there? Do you move on and accept that Seth Rollins wasn't as good as CM Punk? No, you get your wife involved, and my wife involved, and we still beat you. Your wife goes off the deep end. God knows what the matter is with her. Lyra's gonna sort her out on Saturday. But you, Seth, you had to sit backstage and watch me become WWE champion. Watch me beat Cody Rhodes, something you can never do. And when I won that championship and I revealed my grand plan, all these people, some of them love me, some of them hate me. But those of you who loved me, loved my idea, and those of you who loved this place, hated my idea, and I get that. Not everybody's gonna love the idea of tearing this company down because some of you like the way that it is. Some of you like Seth Rollins. But then Seth, when faced with a dilemma, when times were tough, what did he do? He quit. He laughed. He went to this guy and he begged to be fired because nobody respected him because he said the right things about me, not CM Punk, and nobody listened. When I left, it's because this place was run by a dictator who ran me into the ground. He didn't care about me or you or any of the boys. He only cared about his pockets. And I wanted to wake him up and change this place. When you left, you didn't like that CM Punk was WWE champion. You didn't like that the landscape of the company that you managed to climb to the top of was about to be shaken up. In turn, meaning that your spot at the top was insecure. That's where it all boils down to, Seth. I left to make this place better. You left because Seth Rollins wasn't good enough. But you come back all of a sudden at the Royal Rumble because you talk to Triple H on the phone and he somehow bends the rules to the Royal Rumble match. He gets you number 30 and you win. So you get your another shot at CM Punk at WrestleMania. Congratulations, but here's the reality check, Jeff. And here's why I called you out here tonight. Because I want to ask you a question. Man to man, no need to lie to me, Seth. Next week on Monday Night Raw in Las Vegas, 7 days from tonight, what are you going to do, Seth? Are you going to show up here a gracious loser? Or are you going to quit again when things don't go your way? Because I'm not losing this championship, not to you, to anybody. This is just getting started, Seth. And you thought you were hitching your wagon to me to ride the popularity last year when I came back, but all that's ended up doing is being your downfall, Seth. Because the future of this industry is under my wing. The future of this industry goes through CM Punk, and the future of this industry is gonna rise because of CM Punk. Nobody is gonna remember a damn thing about Seth Rollins. Seth takes the mic. Goes, fine speech, Punk. I've heard it all from you now. But, Phil, from me to you, what started last year between us was sour grapes. What started back at the Royal Rumble was me not wanting to let your foot back in the door, and I think time has proven that I was right about that, so I'm not going to harp on that for too long. I came back at the Royal Rumble to put an end to you. You want to talk about why you left and why I left? Let's talk about why you came back. You came back, in your own words, to make a hell of a lot of money and to main event WrestleMania. I came back to fix this place. The same reason you left all those years ago is the same reason I'm back today. I didn't come back just because I didn't like that CM Punk was WWE Champion. I came back because I saw everybody else fail. Cody, I saw him fail. AJ Styles, LA Knight, Montez Ford, you name him. Anybody who stepped up to you the past 6 months failed. And sure, I failed to beat you the last 2 times, but I know I have that extra fire in my stomach, Punk. Because I need to be the guy to take this from you, because I was there the first day you came back and I said to these people that, what, keep an eye on this one, he's bad news. So for me to extinguish that cancer, to stomp you out, end this little anecdote dream, and revive this company, take it back, not into the hands of Triple H, not into the hands of the old dictator, but in the hands of the people. Because the people may love CM Punk, but they don't realize that CM Punk doesn't love them. Echoes for 9 years of these chants that you didn't answer. You think if they ever flagged Batman's symbol up in the air, it would take him 9 years to respond? Because you didn't care about these people. You only came back because you got booted out of the other place and you needed somewhere to go to rehab your image. Don't talk to me about abandoning these people, because you did that for 9 years. Now sure, they want to eat out of the palm of your hands, make like I'm the bad guy. But Punk, WrestleMania, there can only be one undisputed WWE champion. And it's going to be Seth freaking Rollins. And Triple H still gets up and goes, hey, boys, that's enough. WrestleMania, 5 days away. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, to the undisputed WWE Championship on the main event of WrestleMania Sunday. Next week, the future of WWE will be changed forever. Next week, I'll be out here, and I'll be out here with the WWE Champion as we reflect on WrestleMania, and I reflect on the one true ruler that sits atop WWE. Now shake hands, gentlemen. And they sort of just look at each other, like in disgust. And Seth reluctantly offers his handshake out. Punk aggressively shakes it. As soon as they lock hands, they sort of pull each other close and start going nose to nose and start mouthing off at each other as the show goes off the air. A6, sure, for a go-home show, which was mainly just wrapping up a couple of things and doing a couple of matches. That's pretty good. But yeah, we made it through Raw injury-free. Touch wood that we go through every single show injury-free. But yes, I'll see you on the other side now for Heat, which will feature Ruca versus Zoe Stark, and a hell of a lot more. Heat kicks off with a quick singles match. Jacy Jayne against Ariana Grace. Gets a 70. That's actually pretty good, considering, who's in this match. Yeah, Ariana, obviously, gassing up Charlotte in recent weeks. I guess trying to step into the ring and see what she can do herself. She faces off against Jacy Jayne of the Paragon. Jacy pins her in 7:41. Well, apparently submits, but pins. 67 for Jacy, 63 for Ariana. Yeah, 70 rated. Nice little match to kick off Heat. A very quick Heat tonight, 4 matches, really, because, we're at WrestleMania. Things won't really be kicking off again until after the WrestleMania. But yes, nice win for Jacy. 52 rated tag match. Oh, there was an injury. Like I say, why the fuck was that so bad? Fatal Influence, Zelina Vega and Fallon Henley. I want to give them a tag team win because obviously they've been getting battered by just I say. Zelina Vega mainly has been getting beaten by Jordan Grace recently, so give them a nice tag team win over Kalani Jordan and Zara Zaka. Fallon wins in 9:47. 69 for Fallon, 69 for Zelina, 66 for Fallon, 45 for both Kalani and Zara. And yeah, that's a swollen maritime elbow, which A, doesn't sound too difficult to like keep her out for very long, and B, it's not to one of the main roster women, so it has no effect on WrestleMania, so it's fine. 55 rating. Fuck, okay. Apparently there was a poorly praised Wild Brawl, but I wanted to throw 4 bigger women in there and see what they could do. So it's Jordan Grace, Izzy Dame, Lash Legend, and Zarya. Jordan pins Zarya with a fall from Grace in 14:02. 72 for Jordan, 34 for Izzy, 44 for Lash, 33 for Zarya. So yeah, just a big horse fight for women here in the middle of an episode of Heat. We then get the quick hype video recapping Sol, Ruca, and Zoe Stark's partnership turned rivalry, and they're going to settle their differences in the main event coming up next. Gets a 76. That's a pretty fun match. And it is Sol Ruca who gets the last laugh. She pins Zoe Stark with a Soul Snatcher in 15:25. 77 for Sol, 63 for Zoe. And yeah, nice little match. That ends Heat, the final Heat before WrestleMania. Gets us a 71. Sure. What matters more, those were you thought of the show, mainly of Raw. And do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for ECW on their go-home show to WrestleMania. See you then.